One wonders what language they speak in heaven. Do the angels speak in Hebrew? I suppose language is subject to higher expressions, but for us, from the angle of our interface and limitations, the words, holy, 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 must be the word, or expression, that, in all of time, is most plentiful in its profuseness, because the angels, or beings, keep saying it, and never stop. Perhaps there is something to this. Although the expression is an exclamation, it is not merely an exclamation of awe, it is also an exclamation of description. It tells us something. Here is an attribution that could help us, perhaps an open secret that can help us in this natural life, and help us get out of trouble. I was thinking of this morning as I had prayed, and focused with my mind on God on his throne. And I had a sense of the power, lightning and thunder, and then I had a sense that he looked at me and said to me, whatever you see here is also inside you. My hope accepts it, but my frailty does not. It seems so incomprehensible, so out of reach. At any event, whatever God is, I must be, in character or expression, being his offspring. So I must be holy, 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 at least from some angle. Holiness does not really imply purity. Holiness is a description of a unique quality of this being, the only God. Holiness describes a thing, a hiddenness, within hiddenness, within hiddenness, interior things, internalness within internalness. The word holy attempts to describe the properties of what we call interiorness of a being, or the dynamics of a being that is internal. I am saying internal here, not eternal, although God is both. Now you may say, how does this help me get out of trouble? This idea or application will help us, because when we practice or conceive hiddenness of some part of self, then we start to look and behave like God. When we do not hide, to a point, or guard, our exquisite self, in a sort of interior isolation, then we are instead creatures spread out in the physical dimension, spread out, in molecules, for all to see, and for all to devour. We must interface with the natural life from the dimension of hiddenness, and this hiddenness of exquisite self, and our self-awareness of it, is properly and decidedly, in a whole other dimension, a place of the beyond. And if we can't manage our affairs from the place of the natural world, let us manage it from the place of the beyond, to which we have access to, and where we ought to be. This is also the place of the throne inside us. There must be a place inside us where we keep our beauty and value. It is kept so in the feeling of self-awareness, and it is kept so when, here, we talk to no other thoughts, as though in dialogue, in our minds. The flower speaks to no one as it beholds itself and beholds God. This is the isolation of hiddenness, and such isolation is life and power. It is the way of God. His way is the way of the sanctuary, Psalm 77. The other thing I thought of this morning as I focused on God on his throne, was the concept of beginnings. It was as if I understood God saying to me, it is better to come to the throne of God in the mornings rather than leaving my prayer to the evening time. Although I suppose we must do both. Why in the morning? Because there is such a thing as a beginning, or the power of a beginning. It is a time thing, but not just a time thing. A beginning seems to hold something. A thing that is, or is substantially, must have something called a beginning. If I don't create a beginning, in a natural day, then I am going to have to chase the day, until the evening, and then it is too late. A beginning is a house, a starting point which is a house, container for the rest of the thing. And if we don't have beginnings, what would be our endings? In the dimensions, a thing needs a thing to stand on, or to exist from, or to manifest from. The first words in Scripture are incidentally, in the beginning. Perhaps it is a clue. Let us have our best hope for life in the morning, our best strength, our best dream for life, our best and open heart in the morning, because the day wants to manifest things for us, not the night. We may receive our dreams at night, but we must plant them in the beginning of the day. Why, ask the day, do you plant your seed at midday, in between the hard rocks? At noon I shall burn it, at night I shall forget it, but at dawn I shall sprout it.